Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I'm jumping in and doing some Bible journaling using the April Faith Art Box from Creative Retreat Kits. I will link the unboxing video down below for you guys if you're curious to see what all comes in the kit and the topic this month. I am super excited about the devotional. We're digging into stones of remembrance, and we're looking at a few different verses. Today I'm going to be journaling in Joshua chapter 4, in the story of the memorial stones that the Israelites set up after God helped them cross the river on the way to the promised land. I do talk about this in the unboxing video, so you can check that out, like I said, down below. And I have pulled out a variety of things. I've got the stickers from the kit this month. That's these two here, and then the stamp set. I've also picked out some die cuts from my stash. These are from the Kaiser Craft. I think this is the Blessed collection, and they are kind of similar colors. There's more of this hot pink than what is in the kit this month, but it kind of coordinates, so I'm going to use these. I also pulled out the washi from this kit this month. There is this washi tape, I think, is still available in the Creative Retreat shop you can pick up, so I'm going to use a little bit of this. And then I pulled out the Creative Retreat chalk ink in Frosted Mint, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of ink blending with this today. So this is kind of everything that I've pulled out. I may need a couple of other things, but it's going to be a fairly quick and easy entry today. In here, I am working in the Illustrating Bible, so I have a big chunk of room, but you could definitely create the same page in a smaller margin. So let me go ahead and put you on fast forward, and we will get this page put together. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this, it's actually a flexible cutting mat behind my Bible page, and then blend some ink onto the background before I start sticking things down. So I've pulled a makeup brush. This is just a really inexpensive makeup brush from the dollar store, and I'm using some of that mint colored ink from Creative Retreat Kits. I'm going to apologize. This voiceover is going to be rough. I'm having a really hard time with my speech again, like I was 2 years ago after my stroke, and I don't know what is going on. I'm trying to fight through this voiceover, but I'm having a hard time. So lots of grace this video, guys. So anyways, I'm picking up some of the ink with that brush and then blending it onto the corners of the page. I'm kind of having some, it's not bleed through, it's just shadowing from my entry on the back side, and so I'm trying to kind of cover a little bit of that up. I end up pulling out some cracked pistachio distress oxide ink as well, just because it's a little bit more opaque, and blend that on as well. And I'm having some issues. It's not blending super smooth because my Bible is pretty chunky behind here. So to help that kind of blend together, I pulled out this piece of bubble wrap and some white acrylic paint. And I'm just going to brush a little bit of this white acrylic paint onto the bubble wrap and then stamp that right over the areas that I blended the ink. And this just kind of adds some more texture and helps everything look blended together and look like it's intentionally kind of messy. And I don't know, it just kind of pulled together that green that was just not doing what I wanted it to do on the background. Now, I found my makeup brushes, like I said, from the Dollar Tree. They're Wet n Wild. You could get like the e.l.f. brand ones from Target, anything like that that's really inexpensive. I found that that's way more cost effective than the actual like stencil brushes. Can get kind of pricey when you look at the craft store ones. So there's my little tip for you. So at this point, those die cuts are not stuck down. They're just kind of laid there. And I decided to go ahead and add in some stamping with the poppies from the stamp set. So I pulled out, I think this is black licorice ink from Creative Retreat Kits. And I liked the look of the black and white flower die cuts. And so I'm just going to do some simple black line stamping behind these die cuts just to pull in those poppy images. And this is just what I call like clustering or layering. There's no like purpose behind all this. It's just building up different textures and layers and interest in these corner areas, just using pretty things from my stash that I like. And that is okay to just use things that are pretty and that you like in your Bible journaling entry. They don't all have to have some super important meaning. As long as your like prayer journaling and your note taking are meaningful, I say use all the pretty things. So I'm also going to pull out this washi tape from the kit this month. I'm tearing it in half and just adding some of this. Again, just building up layers and textures, trying to pull in all those different pops of color and kind of help like ground those clusters, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and take the other half and stick it up at the top of the page here. And this is one of the many reasons why I love the Illustrating Bible, because you've got all this room to play, go crazy, use big old die cuts and lots of things. But you could scale, things down a little bit and use them in a different Bible if that works better for you. Or maybe you want to look into something like the Interleaved Bible, where you have an entire blank page to just go crazy on. So don't think that you have to copy my entries like piece by piece to have it just like mine. Take these as just inspiration and adapt it for what works for you. So you can see I did the same thing with that cluster on the top, and then I pulled out, I think this is Cloudy Coral, and I'm using the little Trio of Stars stamp, and then just stamping a little bit of that around just to pull some more of that coral color, because those die cuts didn't really have that corally color that the kit had. So now I can start committing and sticking things down. I'm back to using dry adhesive runner because it's quick and easy. It's not the most cost-effective thing for me, but it makes things go a little faster. I am being mindful to leave myself plenty of room in the kind of center area there. That's where all of my journaling is going to be. I do want to do quite a bit of journaling. Like I said in my unboxing, I really am loving the devotional content this month. It's really got me thinking about spiritual amnesia, as Erin talks about, and so I want to do plenty of journaling there. Now, I was bound and determined to incorporate this pile of stones into this page because this is where the story is talking about, this pile of stones. So I don't know that it perfectly fits with that cluster at the top, but I don't care. I'm going for it. So I stuck that sticker up there. It's going to kind of act as my tab. And then I've pulled out the word fetty that says stones, and then the stamps that say of remembrance. So my little cluster up here are going to say stones of remembrance. Now, I don't show it on camera, I end up doing it off camera, but the back side of that sticker that's hanging over the top of the page, you can just use like baby powder or an EK6S powder tool, dust that on the back side of there, and it will remove any of the stickiness that is exposed, and then that way you can use your stickers as a tab. I'm using one of those labels. I love the shape of these labels. They're great for layering behind things, stamping sentiments on, creating little clusters. I've seen some of the pages that the other design team members have been doing, and I just love all the cute little clusters I'm seeing. I don't know, everybody's going like cluster crazy this month, and I love it. So at this point, I was kind of making my title up towards the top here, but I end up changing my mind and switching things up. And this just happens sometimes. Sometimes I completely change my mind. That's why I try to only like lightly stick the stickers down. That way I can move things around if I need to. This is going to say, remember, God is faithful always. So I'm going to use a combination of the stickers from this month. I'm also going to pull out some alpha stickers from February's kit and use those as well. I'm just layering a little bit of that mint colored cross-washy behind the word faithful because I want that word to stand out, and it just, again, kind of pulls things together for the title so it all kind of works together. And this perfectly nestled down into that little area by those florals there. I initially thought I would use these crosses, but I changed my mind, go for something else. And then I'm off camera going to journal really briefly, just kind of covering what the story is talking about here. Like I said, where God has taken the Israelites across the river towards the promised land. And then I also just do a kind of a little short prayer sentence, just that, my prayer is that this Bible would act as my stones of remembrance, that I am laying down stone by stone in these pages. So when I come back, I will remember how God was faithful in my life and the many times that he showed up and carried me through difficult seasons or difficult times. And so each one of these pages acts as one of those stones in that pile for me. And I love that imagery that we have here. So you can see my journaling there off camera. And then I'm just going to go ahead and outline where that story is. And I decided to go ahead and just add a little sprinkle of stickers over on the side here because why not? You got them. Let's add them. And that's really going to wrap it up for this entry. So if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Check out the description box for links to everything that I used today. Be sure to check out that unboxing video for more information about the devotional content. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.